Unit 13. In your opinion, Jimmy and his parents are watching a talk show on TV. Listen to the conversations.
Welcome to Speak Out. I'm Jack Kirby. Now let's meet our guests. First, Ted and Marcia Willis from Washington, D.C. Do you have any children?
Yes, we do, Jack. We have a little boy and a little girl.
How old are they?
Well, our son Donnie is 6 years old, and our daughter Amy is 4.
The phone's ringing.
Could you answer it?
Oh, okay. Hello?
Jimmy, this is Mike. What are you doing?
Watching TV. What about you?
Oh, I'm not doing anything special.
Jimmy!
Just a minute. Yes?
Could you close the door, please?
I don't like cities.
I don't either.
Oh, I do. I think big cities are exciting. There's always something to do.
Yeah, but everything costs too much. And cities are dangerous. I like the suburbs.
I do too. It's safe in the suburbs.
Oh, I don't really agree. The suburbs aren't really safe either, and they're expensive too.
Where do you live, Ken?
In Paynesville. It's a suburb of Cleveland.
How do you get to work?
I drive. It takes me an hour and a half each way.
An hour and a half? It takes me 15 minutes.
How do you get to work?
I walk or I take the bus.
There's the phone again.
Jimmy, could you?
Yep.
Cities are crowded and dirty.
I agree. The suburbs are clean, and there are lots of trees and flowers.
There are trees and flowers in cities, too.
Cities are too noisy. It's quiet in the suburbs.
But there's nothing to do. It's boring.
I'm not bored.
I am.
Now listen to the conversations again and repeat each line.
Do you have any children?
Yes, we do, Jack. We have a little boy and a little girl.
How old are they?
Well, our son Donnie is 6 years old. And our daughter Amy is 4.
The phone's ringing.
Could you answer it?
Oh, okay. Hello?
Jimmy, this is Mike. What are you doing?
Watching TV. What about you?
Oh, I'm not doing anything special.
Jimmy!
Just a minute. Yes?
Could you close the door, please?
I don't like cities.
I don't either.
Oh, I do. I think big cities are exciting. There's always something to do.
Yeah, but everything costs too much. And cities are dangerous. I like the suburbs.
I do too. It's safe in the suburbs.
Oh, I don't really agree. The suburbs aren't really safe either. And they're expensive too.
Where do you live, Ken?
In Paynesville. It's a suburb of Cleveland.
How do you get to work?
I drive. It takes me an hour and a half each way.
An hour and a half? It takes me 15 minutes.
How do you get to work?
I walk or I take the bus.
There's the phone again.
Jimmy, could you? Yep.
Cities are crowded and dirty.
I agree. The suburbs are clean. And there are lots of trees and flowers.
There are trees and flowers in cities, too.
Cities are too noisy. It's quiet in the suburbs.
But there's nothing to do. It's boring.
I'm not bored.
I am.
Hello guys, nice to see you again. How are you doing? Well, how's your life? Whether you live in the city or in the suburbs or in the country, in which place do you like to live most? This is the question today. The topic of our talk show today, and in fact the topic of our lesson today. Talk shows or interview shows usually feature famous people such as politicians, actors, authors, sports figures, and scholars. There are some shows, however, that ask average people their opinions about current issues. On this talk show, ordinary people are asked to express their opinions about urban and suburban life. At the same time, Jimmy and his parents are watching the show together and are interrupted several times by the ringing of the telephone. So, although we have listened to the conversations for the first time, as usual, we listen one more time to improve our listening and speaking skills and also for the better understanding. Let's listen in now.
Unit 13. In your opinion, Jimmy and his parents are watching a talk show on TV. Listen to the conversations.
Welcome to Speak Out. I'm Jack Kirby. Now let's meet our guests. First, Ted and Marcia Willis from Washington, D.C. Do you have any children?
Yes, we do, Jack. We have a little boy and a little girl.
How old are they?
Well, our son Donnie is 6 years old, and our daughter Amy is 4.
The phone's ringing.
Could you answer it?
Oh, okay. Hello?
Jimmy, this is Mike. What are you doing?
Watching TV. What about you?
Oh, I'm not doing anything special.
Jimmy,
Just a minute. Yes?
could you close the door, please?
I don't like cities.
I don't either.
Oh, I do. I think big cities are exciting. There's always something to do.
Yeah, but everything costs too much. And cities are dangerous. I like the suburbs.
I do too. It's safe in the suburbs.
Oh, I don't really agree. The suburbs aren't really safe either, and they're expensive too.
Where do you live, Ken?
In Paynesville. It's a suburb of Cleveland.
How do you get to work?
I drive. It takes me an hour and a half each way.
An hour and a half? It takes me 15 minutes.
How do you get to work?
I walk or I take the bus.
There's the phone again.
Jimmy, could you? Yep.
Cities are crowded and dirty.
I agree. The suburbs are clean, and there are lots of trees and flowers.
There are trees and flowers in cities, too.
Cities are too noisy. It's quiet in the suburbs.
But there's nothing to do. It's boring.
I'm not bored.
I am.
Now listen to the conversations again and repeat each line.
Do you have any children?
Yes, we do, Jack. We have a little boy and a little girl.
How old are they?
Well, our son Donnie is 6 years old. And our daughter Amy is 4.
The phone's ringing.
Could you answer it?
Oh, okay. Hello?
Jimmy, this is Mike. What are you doing?
Watching TV. What about you?
Oh, I'm not doing anything special.
Jimmy!
Just a minute, yes?
Could you close the door, please?
I don't like cities.
I don't either.
Oh, I do. I think big cities are exciting. There's always something to do.
Yeah, but everything costs too much. And cities are dangerous. I like the suburbs.
I do too. It's safe in the suburbs.
Oh, I don't really agree. The suburbs aren't really safe either. And they're expensive too.
Where do you live, Ken?
In Paynesville. It's a suburb of Cleveland.
How do you get to work?
I drive. It takes me an hour and a half each way.
An hour and a half? It takes me 15 minutes.
How do you get to work?
I walk or I take the bus.
There's the phone again.
Jimmy, could you?
Yep.
Cities are crowded and dirty.
I agree. The suburbs are clean. And there are lots of trees and flowers.
There are trees and flowers in cities, too.
Cities are too noisy. It's quiet in the suburbs.
But there's nothing to do. It's boring.
I'm not bored.
I am.
Alright guys, now let's go over our comprehension check, our exercise. Number 1, find another way to say it. Number 1, we have a young son and daughter. The answer is we have a little boy and a little girl. It's something that we have in the lesson. So we must find the alternatives from the lesson. Alright? So let's see. Number 2, the suburbs are safe. What do you think we have in the lesson? It's safe in the suburbs. That's right. Number 3, it takes me 90 minutes. What can we find in the lesson about this with the same meaning? It takes me an hour and a half. That's right. Number 4, everything is too expensive. Did you find anything? Yeah, everything costs too much. Alright. Number 5, what are you doing? Yeah, in part B we have it, right? Jimmy says, what about you? What are you doing? What about you? Number 6, it takes me a quarter of an hour. So, it takes me 15 minutes. Alright, that's good. Exercise 2, match. Number 1, example. Do you have any children? Part C, I have 4. Number 2, how old are you? What can we say? Yes, part E, I'm 4. Number 3, how do you get there? Part A, I take the bus. Right. Number 4, could you answer the phone? Part B, sure. Number 5, what are you doing? Part D, reading a book. Okay. Exercise 3, match each word with its opposite. Number 1, close, open, the opposite of close. Number 2, boring, interesting, part D, right. Number 3, clean, the opposite is dirty, part A. Number 4, everything, the opposite of this is nothing, part C. Number 5, quiet is the opposite of noisy, part E. Yeah, and the opposite word for dangerous is part B, safe. Alright, that's good. Alright friends, now we see the whole picture of our comprehension dialogue. George and Loretta are relaxing on the beach in front of their hotel. Loretta is worried that George will get a bad sunburn because he hasn't put on enough suntan lotion. They talk about different things, different subjects, so let's listen in and catch up on what they're talking about.
What a life. Loretta and George are enjoying the sun in Miami Beach. 1. Comprehension Dialog. Listen to the conversation.
Oh, it's so beautiful here, George.
Yeah, I'd like to live here someday.
Oh, I don't know. I love the city, the neighborhood, all the excitement.
Excitement? Is working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week exciting? And the cold weather and the dirty snow? Give me this beautiful sunshine any day.
Well, I like New York.
Think of it, Loretta. We could move here and open another little coffee shop. Arno's South. Open from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. 3 or 4 days a week. What a life.
What time is it now?
A little after 10. Nick is probably at the coffee shop right now drinking this morning cup of coffee and talking to Jeff. And
George, don't think about work. We're on vacation. Here, put on some more suntan lotion.
nah, I don't need any more.
You're going to get a terrible sunburn. This Florida sun is hot.
Hey, that guy looks terrific. I think I'll get up and run with him. I need a little exercise.
Now, don't do too much, George. You're not 20 years old.
Don't worry, Loretta. I know what I'm doing. I'm just a little out of shape. I'll take it easy.
Okay, friends, one more time. Time to check our comprehension. Figure it out, say right, wrong, or I don't know. Number one, the example says, the suntan lotion is going to give George a sunburn. The answer is wrong. Have you got any idea why it is wrong? Of course, because suntan lotion is to protect the skin, right? It doesn't give sunburn, it protects the skin from sunburn. That's why it is wrong. Number two, George is thinking about the coffee shop. What do you think? Yeah, the answer is right. And Loretta gets upset and said, don't think about work, we are on vacation. So that's right. Number four, Loretta likes to exercise. What do you think? We don't know, right? The answer is I don't know. No information is here for us. Number four, George would like to move to Florida. What do you think? That's right, because he thinks about opening another branch of his coffee shop there called Arno's South, and so on. That's right. Number five, Loretta likes New York. That's right. Yeah, she said exactly and clearly, I like New York. Number six, Loretta likes the snow. What do you think? Yeah, the answer is I don't know. Nothing is mentioned here about this point.
3. Listen in. George catches up with the runner he sees on the beach and talks to him. Read the questions below. Then listen to the conversation and answer the questions.
Hi. Nice weather, huh?
Yeah,
Listen, can I ask you something? How old are you?
I'm 38.
No kidding. Hey, you're in great shape. Do you run a lot?
6 miles a day, rain or shine.
Really?
I don't even drive to work, I run.
Yeah, I don't drive to work either. I just walk downstairs to my coffee shop.
Now answer these questions. 1. How old is the runner? 2. How does he get to work?
All right. How old is the runner? 38 or 38 years old. How does he get to work? He runs. That's right.
4. Say it right. Practice this conversation. First, listen to the conversation.
How do you get to work?
I drive. How do you get to work?
I take the train.
Now listen to the conversation again and repeat each line.
How do you get to work?
I drive. How do you get to work?
I take the train.
Now the productive stage of your turn. A little girl named Donna is playing on the beach when a nice woman comes up and starts talking to her. What is the woman saying? Act out the conversation. Here we have some blanks, and as we look at the whole conversation, we'll get a general idea, we'll get inspired how to fill in the blanks. Think about it for a few minutes, please. Alright, okay, let's start. So, in the second line, as we can see, Donna says, hi. Naturally, Donna's answer is in response to hello. The woman must have said hello. So the woman says hello, Donna says hi. Then next line after that, she says her name. Naturally, the question is, what's your name? Right? So she says Donna. Then the woman says, that's a pretty name. Donna says, thank you. Then 2 lines after that, Donna says 4. So it makes us understand that the woman must have said, how old are you? Right? Then the next part, the woman says, oh, 4 years old. You're a big girl. What are you doing? Donna says, playing. Woman says, do you have any brothers or sisters? Donna says, I have a brother. He's in the water. The woman says, how old is he? And Donna says, 7. Alright, now our grammar points. Present continuous, information questions, and affirmative and negative statement. Present continuous is a tense which shows an activity right now is in progress, is continuing right now. For example, just now I'm talking to you, right? This is present continuous, right? Information questions are formed by using question words like what, when, where, how, why, and these sorts of things, based on which we must explain something and we must give some information. Here we have an example in the box. It says, what are you doing? I'm reading. What are they doing? They're reading. What is he doing? He is reading. What is she doing? She is reading. All of these answers are information, right? Now the negative form, the other frame on the right side. I'm not doing anything. We're not doing anything. They aren't doing anything. He's not doing anything. She isn't doing anything. Again, these are information too in negative form. And as you can see, after the verb be, am, are, is, we put not directly after them, right? So this is the point that we have. Exercise 1 says, Sarah sees her old friend Janet and asks about Janet's family. Act out the conversation. Use the information under the picture. So, the first picture shows Janet studying law. Next picture, husband Tom working at Jackson Engineering Company. The next picture says parents living in California. The last picture says son Bill working in a department store. We have an example. Sarah says, "What are you doing now, Janet?" Janet says, "I'm studying law." So this is taken from the information in the box, right? So that's it about present continuous, right? And then information questions and affirmative and negative statements. So the next point we are having here is about rejoinders. Rejoinders are answers, quick replies, short replies, yeah, and the quick ones, yeah. We have an example. For example, here in the frame we have I'm single, then on the other side we see I am too. I'm single, he is too, she is too. I'm reading a book, we are too, they are too. These are all rejoinders, right? Then the negative form on the right side. I'm not married, I'm not either, yeah? Either is the negative form of too, right? In negative sentences, we use either instead of too. Too is for affirmative sentences. Then we are not doing anything, we are not either, or they aren't either. At the bottom, he takes the bus, I do too, we do too, they do too, she does too. All of these are rejoinders. Negative form, she doesn't take the train, I don't either, we don't either, they don't either, he doesn't either. So, I don't either, he doesn't either are rejoinders, right? We have affirmative form with too, negative forms with either, right? So this is the grammar point that we have right now. Take a look at the exercises and try to answer them for your own assurance.
Lesson 30. Hotel Flamingo Gardens, page B56. Here is a survey for the guests at Hotel Flamingo Gardens. Listen as you read the survey.
Hotel Flamingo Gardens. To help us give you the best service, the Flamingo Gardens Hotel would like the following information. Please take a minute to answer these questions. 1. What is the purpose of your trip to Miami? 2. How did you travel here? 3. How did you learn about the Flamingo Gardens Hotel? 4. How would you grade your room for appearance, comfort? 5. How would you grade the restaurant for food quality, service? 6. How would you grade the hotel staff for courtesy, efficiency?
Now it's up to us to check our comprehension by answering the exercises that we have. On your own part, we have the same subject, the Flamingo Arms Hotel. It says, George and Loretta are staying at the Flamingo Arms Hotel in Miami. It says, how would George and Loretta fill out their hotel report card? Read the questions on the report card, then choose A, B, C, or D. Use this information. This is the information we need in the box. George and Loretta came to Miami for a vacation on the beach. They came on flight 211 from New York. Their travel agent, Supreme Tours, chose the hotel. Their room is beautiful, but the bed is a little too hard. They had lunch in the hotel restaurant. The food wasn't bad, and the service was very fast. The hotel staff was very courteous and efficient. Now the questionnaire or the report card that should be filled out based on the questionnaire we've just read. It says, to help us give you the best service, the Flamingo Arms Hotel would like the following information. Please take a minute to answer these questions. So, what information do we need to answer this report card? On the left side, in the frame, in the box, that piece of information. Number 1, what is the purpose of your trip to Miami? Based on the information we read, we should choose part A, vacation, right? Because in the box it says, George and Loretta came to Miami for a vacation on the beach. So we choose part A. We put a check mark there. Number 2, how did you travel here? So in the box it says they came on flight 211 from New York. So the answer is part A, plane. We choose part A. Number 3, how did you learn of the Flamingo Arms Hotel? So in the box on the left side it says their travel agent, Supreme Tours, chose the hotel. So what should we choose here? Part C, travel agent. Number 4, how would you grade your room for appearance and comfort? So in the box we have the room is beautiful, but the bed is a little too hard. So beautiful is for the appearance. So we choose excellent, part E, because it was beautiful. But comfort, for comfort it says the bed is a little too hard. So we choose part C, fair, for comfort, because it was not very comfortable. Number 5, how would you grade a restaurant for food quality and service? Let's see what we have in the box. It says they had lunch in the hotel restaurant. The food wasn't bad and the service was very fast. So the food quality wasn't bad, so it was good, not excellent, good. We choose part B. For the service, because it says was very fast, we choose part A, excellent, right? Number 6, how would you grade the hotel staff for courtesy, efficiency? Let's see what we have in the box. It says the hotel staff was very courteous and efficient. So for courtesy, we choose part A, which is excellent, because they were very courteous. And for efficiency, they were very efficient, it says, so we choose part A, which is excellent, right? This is how we fill out the form or the report card. Yeah? Alright, that's it.
Unit 13. Exercise 1. Listen to the conversations. Then write, "That's right" or "That's wrong" after each statement. Ann Landis of Channel 22 News is talking to people on the street. She wants their opinions of life in Chicago and its suburbs. Conversation 1.
Hi, I'm Ann Landis of Channel 22 News, and your name is?
Lisa Allen.
Are you married or single, Miss Allen?
Married.
Do you have any children?
No, I don't.
Do you work in the city?
No, I don't. I'm just here shopping.
Does your husband work here?
Yes, he does.
And what's your opinion of Chicago?
Well, I think it's too expensive.
Hi, I'm Ann Landis of Channel 22 News, and your name is?
Lisa Allen.
Are you married or single, Miss Allen?
Married.
Do you have any children?
No, I don't.
Do you work in the city?
No, I don't. I'm just here shopping.
Does your husband work here?
Yes, he does.
And what's your opinion of Chicago?
Well, I think it's too expensive.
Conversation 2.
This is Ann Landis, Channel 22 News. I'm talking to Don Green. Mr. Green, do you work in Chicago?
Yes, and I live here, too.
Then you like the city?
I do. I think it's fantastic. There's always something to do.
Are you single, Mr. Green?
Yes, I am.
This is Ann Landis, Channel 22 News. I'm talking to Don Green. Mr. Green, do you work in Chicago?
Yes, and I live here, too.
Then you like the city?
I do. I think it's fantastic. There's always something to do.
Are you single, Mr. Green?
Yes, I am.
Conversation 3.
Ann Landis, Channel 22 News, talking to Mr. Jim Warner, and is this your little girl?
Yes, this is my daughter, Holly. Say hello, Holly.
Hello.
Hi, Holly. How old are you?
2.5.
She was 2 last month.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
No.
Oh, Holly, yes you do. We have another daughter, Melissa. She's 6.
Do you and your family live in Chicago, Mr. Warner?
No, we live in the suburbs.
Do you like it there?
It's a little boring, but it's safe and clean.
Ann Landis, Channel 22 News, talking to Mr. Jim Warner, and is this your little girl?
Yes, this is my daughter, Holly. Say hello, Holly.
Hello.
Hi, Holly. How old are you?
2.5.
She was 2 last month.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
No.
Oh, Holly, yes you do. We have another daughter, Melissa. She's 6.
Do you and your family live in Chicago, Mr. Warner?
No, we live in the suburbs.
Do you like it there?
It's a little boring, but it's safe and clean.
Conversation 4.
Hello, I'm Ann Landis, and you're...
The Johnsons, Ed and Martha Johnson.
Do you live here in Chicago?
Oh, no, we live in the suburbs.
Do you work here?
No, we're retired.
What are you doing here today?
We're going to have dinner with friends.
And how do you like the city?
It's terrible. It's hot and dirty and...
I don't really agree, Ed. I think it's...
polluted and dangerous and...
Thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. Hello, I'm Ann Landis, and you're...
The Johnsons, Ed and Martha Johnson.
Do you live here in Chicago?
Oh, no, we live in the suburbs.
Do you work here?
No, we're retired.
What are you doing here today?
We're going to have dinner with friends.
And how do you like the city?
It's terrible. It's hot and dirty and...
I don't really agree, Ed. I think it's...
polluted and dangerous and...
Thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson.
Exercise 2. Listen to the conversations. Mark A if the speakers agree with each other. Mark B if the speakers disagree, don't agree with each other. 1.
I think the movie was really great.
I think so too.
2.
I don't like the suburbs.
I don't either.
3.
I had a good time. Did you?
Uh-huh.
4.
I think it's dirty and dangerous.
Well, I don't.
5.
I don't think small towns are boring.
Oh, I do.
6.
I'm pretty tired. How about you?
Oh, I'm fine.
7.
I like the birds and trees and flowers in the country.
Me too.
8.
Hey, he's pretty good.
What? I think he's awful.
9.
In the suburbs, there's nothing to do.
I don't really agree.
10.
Let's eat at this German restaurant.
It's too expensive for me.
Exercise 7. For the conversation. Fill in the blanks with the missing word or words. Don has a chance to win some money.
We'll come back to our afternoon movie in a minute. I'm going to take a number from the telephone book. Someone can win $50. He just has to answer one question. And the lucky number is 234-6171.
Hey, that's my number.
I'm calling now. The phone is ringing.
Hello? Hello?
Is this Mr. Green?
Yes, it is.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Green, this is Ted Clark of the Channel 3 afternoon movie.
I know.
Mr. Green, what are you doing right now?
I'm talking to...
It's all right, Mr. Green. I have $50 for you. Just answer one question. What's today's date?
Could you repeat that, please?
Sure. What's today's date?
I'm thinking. But I'm too excited. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Green. You lose the $50.
Well, thanks anyway. Goodbye.
We'll come back to our afternoon movie in a minute. I'm going to take a number from the telephone book. Someone can win $50. He just has to answer one question. And the lucky number is 234-6171.
Hey, that's my number.
I'm calling now. The phone is ringing.
Hello?
Is this Mr. Green?
Yes, it is.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Green, this is Ted Clark of the Channel 3 afternoon movie.
I know.
Mr. Green, what are you doing right now?
I'm talking to...
It's all right, Mr. Green. I have $50 for you. Just answer one question. What's today's date?
Could you repeat that, please?
Sure. What's today's date?
I'm thinking. I'm thinking. But I'm too excited. I don't know. I don't remember.
Sorry, Mr. Green. You lose the $50.
Thanks anyway. Goodbye.
Alright guys, now I have added some more interesting and practical exercises. So, exercise 3 says, find two conversations and write the sentences in the correct order. We have them mixed and disorganized on the right side. We are supposed to separate them and organize them. So, think about them for a short time. Okay, now let's see about conversation 1. We organize them like this. Where do you live? In San Bruno. It's a suburb. How do you get to school? I drive. Conversation 2. Do you have any brothers or sisters? I have a brother. How old is he? 17. Exercise 4. Look at the pictures below, then write the missing word in each blank. Jean's talking to her husband, Bill, on the telephone. So, the completed form could be like this. Hi, Jean. Hi, how's work? Oh, fine. What are you doing? I'm making dinner. And what's Jimmy doing? I think he's doing his homework. Or maybe he's watching TV. I'm not sure. Bill? Well, I'll be home at 6 o'clock. Fine, dear. By the way, Larry and Lisa are coming over after dinner. Great. See you. Exercise 5. Write the question or the answer for each picture. Just take a look at the pictures and concentrate for a short time. Then we'll do them together. Alright, number 1, as an example, says, what's Jean doing? She's reading the paper. Number 2, what can we say as a question? What's Bill doing? That's right. He's making a sandwich for lunch. Number 3, what are Jean and Jimmy doing? What can we say as an answer? Yeah, they're reading. Good. Number 4, what's Lisa doing? What do you say? She's writing a letter. Okay. Number 5, as a question, what can we say? What's Larry doing? Yeah, he's watching TV. Number 6, what's the question, do you think? What's Jimmy doing? That's right. He's reading a book. Exercise 6. Read the television schedule and the conversation. Then write complete answers to the questions. Marty and Susan talking about which program to watch on TV. So on the right side, we have the schedule for the evening. So let's see about the conversation that they have. Susan says, let's see, what's on this evening? Marty, well, there's the 6 o'clock news. Susan, oh, look, there's a John Wayne's movie at 5:30. Marty, great, a Western. Susan, then there's Lost Star at 11. Marty, great, I love science fiction. Susan, sorry, Marty, Lost Star is a love story. Marty, love stories are boring. Susan, I don't really agree. Marty, wait, Attack from Mars is on tonight. Susan, that sounds exciting. What time? Marty, 2 o'clock. Susan, that's too late. Marty, not for Attack from Mars. Alright, so this was the conversation. Now the questions to answer based on the conversation. Number 1, as an example. What are Susan and Marty going to do tonight? They're going to watch TV. So, number 2. What kind of movie is Lost Star? What do you think? Sure, it's a love story. Number 3. What time does Attack from Mars start? What's your answer? It starts at 2 o'clock, right? Okay. Number 4. What's Marty's opinion of love stories? What do you think? Yeah, he thinks they're boring. Number 5. What kind of movies does Marty like? What's your answer? He likes westerns and science fictions. Good. Now a very constructive exercise about the conversations and how to master conversations, English conversations, from the low levels up to the most advanced levels. Exercise 8 says, act out the conversation, take the part of Terry or Lee. Here we have 2 people, two sides, and some information about each side, about each person, and based on that information, that piece of information about each person, we have to make an active conversation. So let's see about the instructions that we have. About Terry on the left side, it says, you want to go out to dinner tonight? Ask Lee to go with you. Now we turn it into a conversation. What do we say? We say, I want to go out to dinner tonight. Do you want to go with me? And then we look at the other side, the other person, as Lee. It says, ask where Terry wants to go. So when we turn it into a conversation, we say, where do you want to go? Right? Like this. Now let's think about it for a few minutes. Let's see how you can make this conversation. Then we check them together. Alright? Now step by step we go over it. Right? First we read the information. Then step by step we turn it into the conversation. So number 1 for Terry, it says, you want to go out to dinner tonight. Ask Lee to go with you. So we said, I want to go out to dinner tonight. Do you want to come with me or do you want to go with me? So Lee says, ask where Terry wants to go. So we say, where do you want to go? Then number 2 for Terry says, suggest a restaurant in a city or the suburbs. So we say, let's go to the Full Moon's restaurant in the suburbs. And then on Lee's side, number 2, it says, say you don't like the city or the suburbs. Give your opinion. So Lee says, I don't like the suburbs. Let's go to Jackie's restaurant in my neighborhood, for instance. Then number 3 on Terry's side says, say you don't agree and give your opinion. So Terry says, I don't agree, it's too crowded. Then about Lee, in the third part it says, suggest a restaurant near your house or apartment. So Lee can say, then let's go to Marty's kitchen in my neighborhood. It's very cozy. How about this? Then we go to Terry's side, number 4. Agree to Lee's suggestion. So Terry says, okay then, I agree. Then we go to Lee's side, number 4. Ask what time to meet for dinner. Lee says, good. What time would you like to meet? Then on Terry's side, number 5, it says, say about and some time. So Terry says, how about 7:30? Then we go to Lee's side, number 5. Say that's too maybe early or late. So Terry says, that's too early. Then we go to Terry's side, number 6. Suggest a different time. Terry says, then let's meet at 9:30. Then Lee can say, oh, that's too late. Then suggest a different time on Terry's side. Terry can say, then how about 8:30? Then we go to Lee's side, number 6. It says, agree to meet at that time. So Lee finally says, I agree then. That's fine with me. See you then. This is how we make an active conversation, from a text. Now we review the whole conversation that we have made one more time, to see how it sounds. So Terry says, I want to go out to dinner tonight. Do you want to go with me? Lee says, where do you want to go? Terry says, let's go to the Full Moon's restaurant in the suburbs. Lee says, I don't like the suburbs. Let's go to Jackie's restaurant in my neighborhood. Terry says, I don't agree. It's too crowded. Then Lee says, let's go to Marty's kitchen in my neighborhood. It's very cozy. How about this? Terry says, okay then, I agree. Lee says, good. What time would you like to meet? Terry says, how about 7:30? Lee says, that's too early. Terry says, then let's meet at 9:30. Lee says, that's too late. Terry says, then how about 8:30? Lee says, I agree then. That's fine with me. See you then. Another constructive and practical exercise that we have is exercise 9, which says complete the conversation using the information in the box. It says Linda, Diane and Al went to high school together. They see each other at a party 5 years later. Now we have this information. Diane's a teacher. She writes books too. Linda lives in the country. She doesn't have a job. Al's brother is unemployed. He is looking for a job. Diane's father works for the government and her mother works at a library. Al studies medicine. His sister works at the United Nations. She is a secretary. Now, we are supposed to complete the conversation with this piece of information that we have. So, let's see what we can do. Linda says, what are you doing now, Diane? Diane says, I'm teaching and I'm writing a book. What about you? Linda says, I'm unemployed, or I'm not doing anything. How about you, Al? Al says, I'm studying medicine. Diane says, Al, what's your sister doing these days? Al says, she's working at the United Nations. She's a secretary. Linda says, and your brother, what's he doing? Al says he's unemployed, but he's looking for a job. You know, Diane, I remember your parents really well. How are they doing? Diane says, fine. My father's working for the government, and my mother's working at the library. Al says, it's great to see everyone again. Diane says, it's wonderful seeing you too. Say hello to your family for me. Well, alright, so do you remember rejoinders? Yeah, we spoke about them before. This exercise is about that. It says, fill in the blanks with to, either, or nothing. So, let's see how much we remember that grammar point. Well, the conversation starts like this. You know Julie's married now. Oh yeah? What about Tina? Is she married too? Yes, she is. Is Tom Evans married? No, he isn't. So here in this blank we don't need anything. We should leave it just like that. And the Andrews sisters? No, they're not married either. You're married, right? No, I'm single. Oh, really? I am too. This is the way we use these rejoinders. Another productive stage of our practice is how to get the concepts from pictures and then turn those concepts into conversations. So it says, look at the pictures, then write the missing word in each blank. So take a look at them for a few minutes. Alright, now let's check your answers. Number 1, John drives to work and Helen does too. Number 2, Sharon takes the bus, Howard and Susan do too. Number 3, Michael doesn't take the train and Sharon doesn't either. Number 4, John doesn't take the bus and Rob doesn't either. Number 5, Sharon doesn't ride a bicycle to work and Howard doesn't either. Number 6, Helen drives her car to work and John does too. So you see, these are the rejoinders that we studied in our grammar section. Now we actually use them in our conversation. Now the very important writing task. Writing is very important also in learning any language, right? It says read the paragraph in the letter box, then write an answer to it. It says, how do you like your neighborhood? My family and I are going to move there in July. Is it expensive? How do you go to work? What do you do in your free time? Is the neighborhood safe? Is it clean? Is it quiet? So, this is about your neighborhood, in fact. Imagine your friend, who lives at a distant city, writes to you and wants to move to your city or to your neighborhood. Now, it's your turn to answer him or her, explaining your neighborhood, describing your neighborhood, how your neighborhood is in the note below. We have an example. It says, our neighborhood is great. Then, step by step, we explain and clarify the situation of our neighborhood. Yeah? We must be careful to answer every question that is asked here. Alright, so it's a good exercise, a good writing exercise. We start with a paragraph right now in low levels, then little by little we improve our writing into an essay or article, right, in the future. Alright, it's on your own. You should do it on your own. Okay, good work. It was very nice being with you, talking to you, and working with you. See you next time. Goodbye.